This is Nathalieu from Nathalieu.com. Welcome to my channel. And today we are going to talk about how I used tapping when my dad went to the hospital last week. But before I go into that story, I really wanted to take a few minutes to tell you about something that I feel very, very excited about. You see, about a year ago, I attended a French-speaking online conference about tapping. And they had 2 conferences per day about different topics about tapping. And it had such an impact on my life to watch these conferences every day that I actually ended up buying the access, all-time access afterwards, the recorded conferences and the bonuses. And why do I want to tell you about this today? Well, that's because the English-speaking tapping summit is coming up very soon, and this is a unique event. The world best tapping experts are coming together for this conference from all around the world. It will last for about 10 days, and you will see 2 conferences every day for about 10 days about various topics related to tapping. So I really want to share this with you. I want to let you know about this, make sure you know, and I strongly encourage you to register for this online conference starting on February 25th for just a few days. And how much is it going to cost you? Well, to be quite honest, having more peaceful relationships, having more power in your hands to meet your goals, having better finances, that is absolutely priceless. So it's not going to cost you $99. It's not going to cost you $59. It's not going to cost you $19. It's free. It's totally free for you to register and attend, listen to the 2 conferences every day for 24 hours. The access is totally free. So if you are interested, then send me an email. You will find my email address in the description below, and I will send you the link for you to register for free. All right? So now let's go to the story about my dad. So last week I had a Skype conversation with my dad, and he told me he had spent a few days in hospital for some tests. And obviously you can imagine that that was a little shocking. I mean, very shocking for me. My dad was in hospital many years ago and for something very, very serious, but he hadn't gone back for anything else like tests. So that same night that he told me that, I woke up with some pain in my belly, and I know that food is a reason that can cause this type of pains, and at the same time I also know that emotions get expressed in the body when they are not expressed into words, and I didn't really express the emotions that I felt when my dad announced me that he had been in hospital, but that pain was there. And I know that belly pain is related to fears. So I asked myself a question, and the answer was pretty obvious. What am I afraid of? And I was afraid of not just the fact that my dad was in hospital, but that he was going to go back into hospital for more tests. And the emotions were very strong because a few years ago, I lost my grandmother, my dad's mother, and she also went into hospital for some tests for a few days, and she never came out alive. So I have very strong reasons to have fears. So I had this very, very strong pain in my belly. And the way I used tapping for this was by focusing not just on the body ache, but also on the emotions related to that body ache. So I want to show you what I did. I focused on the pain. I said a healing prayer first. And for those who are interested, I'm going to put the healing prayer also in the description below. And so I said the healing prayer first, and then I went into tapping. And for those of you who already know, we usually start with a karate point. And those of you who don't know, I invite you to go and read my blog post about EFT tapping on my blog. I will also put the link in the description below. So I started by tapping the karate point and closing my eyes and saying, even though I have these fears and this pain in my belly, I completely love and accept myself. I forgive myself and I choose to relax. I said this 3 times. People use different wording for this karate point. I like this current wording for now, but you know, I change sometimes. Sometimes I just say I completely love and accept myself. So even though blah blah blah, I completely love and accept myself. At the moment, I like to add I forgive myself and I choose to relax. And then I started tapping. So for those of you who are not that familiar with tapping, you gently press onto some points on your body that are related to meridians, to acupuncture points. And some people use some points and not others. It varies. So you can see as I'm speaking to you now, I'm tapping these points. And the idea is that you focus on the pain or the emotion and you keep on tapping. What that does is that it calms down the nervous system. So yeah, I just said those sentences. These fears and this pain in my belly. These fears and this pain in my belly. And you can do as many rounds as you want. You normally, before you start a round, you evaluate on a scale from 1 to 10 the intensity of the pain or the emotion that you're feeling. And the idea is to bring that intensity down. And between rounds, you can go back here and repeat, even though I have these fears and this pain in my belly, I completely love and accept myself. I forgive myself and I choose to relax. 3 times. And then you start again. These fears and this pain in my belly. You can change the wording. I can say, I'm so scared that my dad is not going to come out of the hospital alive, like my grandmother. And you can actually shift into, like I could shift into my grandmother. I realize now that's not what I did. You know, that evening I focused on my pain and my dad in hospital, but I could, you know, I can feel I still have some emotions attached to my grandmother dying in hospital unexpectedly. And so I could tap on that too. I probably do that tonight. But basically, yeah, just follow the emotions that are coming up when you do that, the words that are coming up when you do that. And after you do it a few times, you will start trusting the process, knowing that it actually really, really works. And yeah, that's about it for this one. Oh no, one more thing I wanted to share with you is some people also tap here on the fingers, on the side of the fingers, like this. And then here also on the back of the hand. I do that, but I also do what my son calls finger hugging. I don't know if anybody else does it. I haven't seen anyone else do EFT like that, but you know, I'm probably not the only one. So I put my fingers, the tip of my fingers like this, and I hug them. I press them gently, so that's why I call it a hug. And I say the same sentences that I would say if I were tapping here. What I also do sometimes is that I say the sentences while hugging my fingers, and then I also say healing prayer. That same healing prayer that I say at the beginning, which you will find in the descriptions. It's almost like sending it into my nervous system through those fingers. That's a little bit how I visualize it, how I imagine that the power of those words of healing go into my nervous system through my fingers. I'm a very visual person. I like to visualize things and imagine things. And yeah, that's about it for today. I think I've already shared enough for you to be able to practice. And yeah, the result is basically that those feelings of fear and the pain in my belly actually did go away. It's quite amazing when you do it on yourself for the first time and you see the results for the first time. It's very powerful, I find. It's really like power at your fingertips, literally at your fingertips. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Remember that all the details about what I mentioned today in this video will be in the description below. You will see my email. If you have any other questions, leave me a comment or send me an email. And please like, subscribe to get my next video. I wish you a beautiful day. Thanks again, and to our joy and happiness. Take care.